Well, we've got someone surveying the garden at the moment after having a little put Marnie in his place this morning because he was being a bit too amorous. He's leading everywhere with her jaws, gung, 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 like a fucking Pac-Man, you know what I mean? Being a little bully bitch. Come on in, Marnie, up you get. Come on. Come. Stop sulking. Come here. Come on. Up you get. There's a good boy. Yeah, stop sulking just because your woman told you off. Yeah, you soppy boy, ain't you? No, you only wanted a play fighter, didn't you? And she weren't having it. No, she made you yelp, didn't she? Yes, and then chased you away like Pac-Man. Yeah, some funny gubbins going on the Tinternet this morning. I mean, a good mood this morning anyway. I woke up in a bad mood, but it was only because I heard the dust cut and the dogs was getting under my feet and I was stressed and it's too early to be rushing about. So I had to move the wheelie bins, move the fucking fence, get your fucking elbow out my belly. Thank you. Right, settle down. Yeah, watched 2 videos first thing this morning. One of where's the Royals and what are we not being told and blah de blah de blah. And I thought, well, the way they're painting it, yeah, I see what they're getting at. We're being forced to listen to the King on the radio, just like World War II, and you know, I mean, it's creating this picture for the public to absorb. If you look at the biggest picture of how they're presenting it all. And then I watched another video about circulatory problems and T-cell damage from the vaccine, right? And that was a problem that my father ended up dying from. Yeah. I did try and warn him. I said, don't fall for this fucking COVID bullshit, Dad. It's a killer. And he fell for it. Yeah, there again, that's why I don't watch the news and the parents do. Different generation, isn't it? I just posted something, right? Because there's an irony to what's going on. But people haven't seen it, but I have. Right? Let me just show you. What do you reckon on that? He's probably hiding up the road there. It's only about 15, 20 miles as the crow flies. Well within range of a slider. But I gave my word I was living in peace, didn't I? But karma's doing its own thing, innit? So we've got peace in the pack at the moment anyhow, because that's the energy we're projecting. But yeah, I'll just show you the videos what I was watching, just to prove of what I was saying and how I've worked that out. Then I'll go make myself a refill of coffee. I'm on the vapes today anyway, so run out back here, not bothered about it. Right, here's some photos Marnie's family sent me. All right, this is Marnie as a puppy. All right. Clearly staffies. Yeah. All right. And there's the actual post. There's the blank post from where I tried to type it into the keyboard on the thingy and then post it from here. And it just comes up as a blank post because Facebook's blocking it from this laptop, but not from the server on Facebook Mobile. Second video explains the first video. It explains cancer from tinkering with something at Porton Down. Brawl jabbed, affected T cells in public and them all. Right, you're going to stop bouncing about on the bed from that video. The video before is talking about the cancer in the royals that were all jabbed for their public appearances, and they're all dying off. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Right. Let me just show you something. This is what was taken to Porton Down. The Diamond Princess. That was it. Right. Was taken to Dorset. The British people that was on board that were taken to Dorset. To a military base in Dorset. Called Porton Down, that was attached to Porton Down, which is a germ, an infectious diseases and chemical weapons base, which is part of the Five Eyes network, and a company's registered to that organisation, which is owned by the Royals. So once again, name above the door, what they was tinkering with has come back and infected them all. And they're all dying from it. Right? That was the first wave. They tinkered with it there for the second wave to try and keep it all going, because there was the Prince Andrew story just coming out in the papers, wasn't it, in the global media? Along with Epstein, who didn't hang himself. All that story was breaking at the same time, wasn't it? And then it was all suddenly global lockdown. Five Eyes media management arm swung into action. All newspaper stories had to be, in the UK, had to be checked and censored by a government department to do with this lockdown rules and blah, social distancing, imagine yourself on a parade ground, arms stretched out, there's your social distancing, so you're being programmed to think of military, it's all military operated, you see how it's all connecting now. Yeah, that was taken. There you go. So let's go back to the beginning of the story, which was that. All right, and that was bound for Adelaide. Another one of the Five Eyes countries, remember? Returns to San Francisco. So there's another one of the Five Eyes countries. Right. Right, now we're going to expand that search to taken to UK. Arrows Park Hospital. Just watching this, just so I can show you a little bit more clearly, because in the media we was told that they was taken to Dorset, near Porton Down.
What's it been like in there? It's lovely. Very well looked after. The hospital were terrific, really terrific. But if I'm on the box or anything, please, I want to say thank you to the government of Japan. Very obviously now it was a
Don't forget they was only trying to get their hands on the original virus. Think of that, not what's going on here.
Negative, thanks to them. They were correct. So thank you to Japan. Thank you so much to the hospital. And now I'm going to have go away. I'm going to have a haircut. It's the first thing I'm going to do.
All right. Add Dorset. not going to press that one because I'm going to get copyrighted if I do. Helicopter. Right, let's just type in that quickly, since I'm getting overhead activity because my phone's been monitored. Porting down. Don't forget. Investigatory Powers Act monitors phone and nothing new coming up on that. Right, so we'll blank all that out. Go straight for confirming it. So they was after the original strain to be taken to there that's armed, protected, for it to be tinkered with. So 40 million, another 30 million for a new variant testing. Now we're on Disease X. So you see how it's progressing each time they do this multi-million-pound test. Right, so they're actually to help scientists prepare for Disease X. Well, they don't know what Disease X is, do they, unless they're creating it. Do you see what I'm saying now? How can they prepare for it if they don't know what Disease X is, unless they're creating Disease X from the original strain? So why are they all dying of cancer? Because they fucked up the vaccines, didn't they? And the people that ain't got the fucked up vaccines in their system are the ones that ain't dying from it. Do you now understand what I'm telling you? So, on that note, have a lovely Easter weekend, if that's your thing. And if it's not, be happy, be healthy, and remember, karma is dealing with it. So don't get distracted by all the nonsense. Inform yourself, get educated. Yeah. Work out what they've been doing to your children. Trying to sterilise your children. I'll just leave this going as background while I'm recording a video, right? Because I'm recording something I'm watching.
What do you think about wireless technologies used in schools and
You
kindergartens?
keep guard and watch out the
children
window,
using
Willow.
cell
We'll
phones?
watch you, shall
It
we?
is incredibly dangerous, incredibly stupid, and I think the people who authorise it should be locked away for the rest of their lives because they shouldn't be walking around the planet. And the reason is, if you are a young girl or a young teacher,
He used to work for
the
them.
microwaves
He designed
are
it all.
affecting the eggs, or the immature eggs, the follicles, in your ovaries, 400,000 of them. The radiation is 10 times more dangerous to this DNA than any other DNA in the body. And nobody knows why, it just is. So your eggs are already irradiated and could produce a genetically damaged child if you have one. The biggest danger comes when you become pregnant, because your fetus has your damage if it is damaged by it. But in the fetus, for the first 100 days, it is forming, if it's a girl, its own immature eggs, because they're born with all of them.
And
Unlike
they put
boys
their
who
phones
make
in their
stars.
bras, don't they?
They're born with all of their eggs. So what you are now doing is you are having a fetus inside you, and the eggs as they are forming have no protection, absolutely no cellular protection. They haven't developed it. So you are now irradiating
put the phone in the cradle.
what would be your grandchild. And because the baby in your fetus would be your child, and the eggs inside the fetus will be when this child grows up and has her child. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So it is your grandchild, and this is where the biggest danger is. It is in the grandchildren, which won't be born for another 30 to 40 years. That is where the big problem, and this has already been shown with animals who reproduce every few years. We already know this is going to happen. So the people putting Wi-Fi in schools today, I think they should be sent to jail, I really do, because they are going to cause this, and we don't know how many people it's going to affect, but we do know it's going to affect quite a few. They are going to affect the children to be born in 30 years' time, 30, 40 years' time. There has also been an experiment that shows microwaves affect it's called the P300 complex of the brain. In other words, and there are a couple of papers on this, a child will have delayed thinking. So if a child is sitting an exam, they won't be able to think of the answer straight away. It's delayed. And they'll almost, like a little bit like dyslexia, they won't be able to think of an answer straight away, or if there's an emergency in their life, there's just a slight delay. And it could affect their examinations, it could affect the whole of their lives. And this has also been shown.
What would your message be to parents and to schools and to kindergartens concerning wireless technologies?
Get rid of them. Get rid of them straight away. There is a solution. A solution is just to use a piece of wire about that long and use a fibre
All
optic
land leads
cable
here,
or a
apart
telephone
from the
line.
mobile, yeah.
And the problem is solved.
But I'm being forced to use the mobile to type anything to the computer, forcing me to stay on Wi-Fi. My hands tingling from the Wi-Fi radiation, which is why I'm afraid. Right, you get it? So, the more I hold the phone, the more I'm having problems with my hands. Yeah? So, I'm just sort of moving it from the cradle, from my hands to the cradle while rather than holding it. So the smaller the body mass, the greater the risk. Yeah. So for my grandkids, I put all the I got rid of the Wi-Fi in the house and put all their game systems and everything else on LAN leads rather than on Wi-Fi. No tablets allowed in the house or nothing like that on Wi-Fi. Because it's fucking cooking your head and it's blanketing you in Wi-Fi radiation, which is affecting your little bodies, and you know. So they deliberately, after knowing that all that information exists, have installed it all into schools, creating patience for the future, knowingly. And then they knowingly tinkered with a virus to create another strain of virus for the second wave, scaring the life out of the public, committing a war crime against the people of this country by coercing them to take a vaccine under threat of legal action. It's a war crime. And the people that took it, all the officials that was coercing the public to take it, are now dying of cancer. Do you now get what they have done to the British people? And the people that were voicing all this from the beginning, like myself, were set up and imprisoned and shut up so they could get to the kids while we was in prison. You know? There's some devious shit been going on, but karma ain't been taking its eye off the ball, has it? Because they're all now dying. The ones that perpetrated it all are now dying. The ones in charge that allowed it all to be done are all dying. So they're trying to get everybody else killed by starting fucking stupid shit around the globe. So don't fall for it. Just continue being happy. Yeah? Karma's already dealing with them. And from what I've been led to believe, it's all coming to a head with this solar eclipse and all that, as they try to do their, you know, EBGB fucking voodoo shit during the rituals and symbology shit that they're doing for the solar maximum. You see how it's all coming together now? Yeah, so the victims are going to be the ones left with it all. And those that ruled have been taken out by the Creator. Now, ain't that something to be thankful for? No matter what faith you believe in, does it? Ain't that something to be grateful for? Because that means whoever's left after it all sort of plays itself out, aren't going to be paying taxes, are they, into a system that doesn't exist no more, because they're all dead, because they followed their own advice, because they thought they knew better than the Creator. Now, ain't that some sort of a divine comedy? Not being funny. Isn't that divine comedy? Told you the Creator was a comedian. So, keep that vibe up, people, innit? We're slop at my camera knowing that about the Wi-Fi radiation. I don't want it over that region. I don't want it sort of near the dogs, do I? So, let's just hold it in my hand and wait for my hand to go pinprickly again, just to emphasise the fact. So the corner of the phone's in the middle of my hand, that's affecting my middle finger that locks up. I'm just sort of resting it there like that. Let's have a look round. Good morning, people. Yeah. We're back on the thing today. Getting creative. Oh, let's just move that out of the way. I've got to go and get a sack of dog food in a minute on the bike. Well, I'm ready to. Let's get me meds. Oh, dear. Yeah, I woke up a bit stressy this morning because that's the last one of them. So, if the chemist isn't open, I'll go chemist as well at the same time today. Give them a ring first, see what time they're open to. How many have we got of these left now? So that's how painful it's been. But I'm just doing this before I go out on the bike. So it's not, well, unless it clears up a bit rapidly, that's how many I can sort of hold back for next time it goes, if you see what I mean. I don't have to wait to get medication to treat myself. Right. Usually I can keep some back, if you see what I mean, and hold them over until the next time it goes, because it does go frequently, if you see what I mean. So, right, let's have my morning meds. It's one antidepressant that's actually working. And a painkiller for the sciatic nerve and hip issue. It seems to be multiple as I take no pain relief. Except me smoke. It, how can I put it? It sorts all the pain levels out for all of the disabilities. It's that type of pain relief, Nefapam. They give it to patients for muscle relaxants and after surgery shakes, like where the body actually shakes after surgeries and things like that. It's that type of pain relief. But it's really a non-abusable form of Valium or diazepam or that type drug, if you see what I mean. So you can't crunch them and take more than you need to and have a little buzz off of them or whatever. You try and crunch these ones and they're, you know what I mean. but they do work a lot better than the diazepam, if you see what I mean. So I don't try to abuse them. I just take what I need to take when I need to take them. It's about pain levels, you know what I mean? And the smoke sorts out the rest of it. So, yeah, I'm in a good place at the moment in life. I haven't updated any information to the state yet because I don't need to. Because we're still going through all the setting up of how it's progressed and what my care thing I need moving forward is going to be. So I need to sort all that out before I contact the state. So that'll be the next thing. So payday, I'll be setting up the consultation to get the private medication that I've been using all along, that's supported by my doctor, and then update all the information to the state. Yeah, that's it. Obviously it's affecting my mobility more and more, isn't it? So my funds and my provisions will be increasing. So the more damage that the state's caused, the state's now having to pay more money for that damage. Does that make sense to you now? I could be chasing compensation or something, couldn't I? But I'm not, because what would be the point? It's all time consuming and blah, blah, blah. Which, if they've fucked up my circulatory system, then that's cut down my time, hasn't it? Conveniently for them. So it's all about standard of life and how I want to live in my open cell. As my mobility is affected by what they've done, which affects my fitness. I can't go tearing about on a bike because I've got circulatory problems and disabilities, so I have a bike there in case I can't get out and can't walk from the pain from the hip pain. Now that's making sense, isn't it? Now people have seen my actual hip joint lock up and back joint lock up video, which I also put on there because the state are monitoring my social media accounts. So it's easier to show them rather than to have them poking, prodding, and yeah. So I've been invited down to the town hall because the council are now doing the mental health revenue stream, because they've had all their rent accounts taken away for being corrupt and making up laws to diddle us out of money. So they've had that taken away from them because that's been proved that it was corruption and they was pocketing it. Oh, now you understand what I was fucking saying. Yeah, Alex, I was the one that exposed Peterborough Council's sending of stressy letters to their, as they put them, customers for council tax letters and stuff like that, and everything else that they was siphoning off. It turned out that they was investing in tobacco companies to boost their pension pots, and then sending people very stressy, threatening letters to pay up or else. It turns out, what do people do when you send them stressy letters? they smoke more. And they invested in something that would profit them by stressing us out more, affecting people's health. So doing something illegal to someone to raise money illegally, just to pay for their pensions, the greedy fucks. So planning for their own retirements by affecting the people they're supposed to be looking after and helping. Does that make sense to you? Right. So, I've got to go down there for a chat about, what was it? Let's just read the actual letter. Let's just read it. I'll give it a little push out the other day, didn't I, just to say that I'd got that letter. That's the coloured paper I was looking for. It's down on the filing system. This is about the PTSD, right? Let's have a look. I'm not going to show addresses on there because people panic when I do, but blah, 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 blah. Let's have a look at it. I'm not worried about stalkers or anything like that. Got the government trying to kill me. Why would I be worried about fucking stalkers and shit? We are sorry that you are unable to attend the appointment on the 23rd of February. That's because they put it in another fucking city really early in the morning, so I couldn't get there. Because it's all about holding up this treatment, isn't it? Because they want it to suffer. They want you to suffer longer. So they can't use those triggers to put you in a state of mind where they can fuck about with you, like they tried the other day when the workmen were here. Yeah, with that unannounced visit. Yeah, I said it didn't feel right, didn't I? And this letter came that day. Right, so this appointment might last an hour. You will be asked to talk openly about yourself. The aim is to assess what is happening and to see if our team can offer any help. Well, didn't they just set a situation up to do that? And now they want to talk about it. Right? And I have to talk openly about myself after explaining it all on multiple videos, multiple doctor's appointments, about how it was affecting me. Everything's been monitored and, everything I say on my mobiles, everything I put on my internet is all being monitored, and I've got to talk about myself because no one's been watching. Right? But I've been accusing these people of corruption. Right, so how's it affecting me? They sent me to prison, fucked up my circulatory system, made my disability worse, refused to listen to me, and now everything that I said was going to happen is happening. So they're sort of panicking and they want me to go and talk openly about what is done to me, how they can try and put it right, blah, 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 blah. But on my phone, I've got an appointment on the same day, the same time at my doctor's surgery for exactly the same thing. Right? Can you see a name on it? No. Oh, look, HQ, Elizabeth House. Cambridge. Why did they want me to go to Elizabeth House then? So what happened in the original appointment? Oh yeah, that's right. During that appointment, Elizabeth died. Oh. And now her son's dying from what? Oh. That would tell me that Karma is still dealing with it, because they've still been carrying on with their sneaky shit, haven't they? Trying to set me up over the dogs to get me back in court again, to play their stupid game over again. Right, but the 2XLs are 2XLs, they're all legal, so they can't use that angle. The staffies are staffies, so they can't use that angle. So they've only got that one at the back now that's carrying on with the stupid shit. Do you see how it's all panning out? Oh, of course she would have the same name as the Queen's sister. Of course she would. Because it's all symbology and numerology, isn't it? There you go. Well, I'm not trolling Bert, am I? You know what I mean? I saw the video. It was only a short, but lovely. Glad to see it. That's how you heal hurt, isn't it? Love is the only way to do that. So, this is one of my more, how can you put it? More honest videos where I'm openly talking about myself, right? Which is what they want me to do. If I start talking about that there, after they already have proof of it from the original appointment for the PTSD that they did absolutely nothing about, but they just wanted to see it when it was triggered and what happened when it was triggered. Yes, I was talking about her because I could see her from a different angle because I was out of body. And yeah, I was more thinking about my father over her. And someone was trying to kill something that I loved and it got killed. Oh. But I was just a vessel. I wasn't actually in the room with her, was I, when she died? If you knew those things as facts, would that mess with your head at all? Would it make you question things? The fact that a slider that can project energy while out of body, still projecting the same energy, and then something happens. No, you can't think like that, can you? You're mad if you think like that's possible, right? You're mad if you think that a human can do those things, right? That a human has more abilities than what we've been taught and educated on since we was children, right? They tell you don't run before you can walk. Right, okay. So you know you can run before you can walk. How's that possible then? So you're being hinted at, even from an early age, that what your body can do, your outer body self can already do, and is more advanced than your actual body. So what happens when your physical body and your inner body that can separate from that physical body become one? What happens when I'm just watching Marnie. What happens when that becomes one and it's all being done at will, including the energy projection and everything else? So you're in total control of it. So it's not a party trick any longer, like scuffing your feet along a carpet and going and zapping someone with the energy you built up. But you find those in control can't do those things. But they want to be able to. So, in their warped mind of eugenics, they want that added to their breeding line. Does that make sense to you now? So when you get asked by a probation officer, can your children do the same things as what you can do? And then I turn around and say to them, well, why would I answer a question like that? Because it would make my children targets, wouldn't it? Then I'm being told by that same probation officer that wanted me jumping off buildings and killing myself that I'm a threat to under 18s. What? For what? I don't have no perversions against kids. What are you talking about? Are you talking about COVID? What are you talking about? Yeah, it literally made me want to go and jump off a building afterwards, after the conversation in there with her. And my son had to come and pick me up. I was sitting on the station bench looking at the multi-storey car park. And he came and picked me up and took me home. And then they tried to kill me in prison because I wouldn't take my own life. What the fuck have they been trying to do? right? I'm not a pedo. I can say that hand on heart, right? Fucking disgusting they are, they make me sick. So when I see them on telly giving speeches and shit about this and that, so I'm just staring out the window talking. Being honest. Right. Send me into prison with fucking allegations like that and hints and fucking, you know, and then send a letter in from the probation, which his cellmate grabs hold of and starts reading and that, and it's like, and it's saying like about using the key services and he'll help me to fucking set up a new identity and bank account and what the fuck? You know, so they're trying to say there's something inappropriate going on and we're going to give you a new identity and a new bank account and blah-de-blah-de-blah, as if to say you're an informant, you're a this, you're a that, trying to get me killed in prison. Right? This is what's been going on. Right? So the prisoners are saying like, well, they're saying they want you to move there for your own safety because of this, right? So you now prove to us that ain't right. I said, yeah, I will. I'm staying here. I'm not hiding. I'm not going there. My family's here. I ain't going there. Nah, tell them I ain't going to that prison. I'm staying here. I'm staying on this wing. Yeah, you're not fucking doing that to me. Then they botched the drug test in my arm, didn't they? Yeah? Collapsed my vein and tried to kill me in there. Knowing that would affect me later on in life. Told me I had some other disease as well, and no, there was no disease. Nah. I knew it was a fucking bullshit exercise because I collapsed their fucking power supply while I was in prison. They only came out with that after I fucking caused the power cuts in their prison. Turns out that my dad was dying from something and they was using that to get to my father. So it's an inversion of religion. Now let me explain that. The only way to heaven, apparently, from the Christian religion, is through the Son to the Father. So if they want to get to someone who's protecting his family, who has the same ability as I had, the way to get to him will be through his Son. Does that make sense now? They went for my father first. She died first. Do you understand now what I'm saying? I'm saying it's still going on. And that's why their health is now suffering, because it's still going on. That's what I'm saying. So now they're all, what? Had their vaccines? It's all right, the Nefapam are kicking in now, so you can see I'm not as nervous talking. Yes, my eyes aren't fluttering as much, you know, if I'm trying to say something that's making me feel uncomfortable or whatever. Yeah, so now you're getting it. You know, you're seeing how I'm talking and how it's all linking up together. Now, they've been doing the same to a man I respect. Right? They've been doing exactly this to him. Oh, Bert. Right? They've been doing exactly that to him. So by me talking like this about what's been done to me, he's actually getting upliftment from that now. Do you see what I mean? Because he knows that he ain't mad. He knows that that's what they've been doing and how he's been trying to get it across to everybody has made him sound mad, because it's done in such an unbelievable way that you can't actually prove what's been done to you. They've done it in that way for a reason, to make you sound mad. Right? So there never was any trolling, was there? I don't need to do shit like that. So when I see love, I respect love. Because love is the healing from that trauma, isn't it? The same as what I'm going through, yeah? It's all silent here at the moment, of course, because the car's there. And everyone's and because I'm not talking in a hateful way, can't be accused of hate crimes by saying these things, can I? So therefore it has to be a truthful video, doesn't it? How long is this one? 1 hour, 5 minutes. Well, it's just normal length video, isn't it? What film should we have on for today? Oh, there can only be one film, can't they? Can't they? What? That means the Nefapam's kicking in, so we go for, of course, helps if I type the right fucking letters, doesn't it? Yep, the Nefapam's kicking in. The Long Good Friday. Is the actual full film on YouTube or not? Let's have a look. If it is, I'll watch it. If not, I won't. On Friday. Full film. Two options to watch it up at the top. One's got it in sort of some sort of Indian language, I think. Is that in English then or not? What's this one here? Let's try that one first. Oh no, buy or rent. Let's try the other one then. Let's just ping it in the middle of the film, just to see if it's in English or not. Oh, stop with the... Oh, I'm going on Brave browser to watch it then, if it's in English. Then I won't get adverts all the way through the film, will I?
Sky Cinema.
No, it's not on Sky Cinema because it's in fucking some Indian language. That's not the Longer Friday. No, that's not the Longer Friday. What the fuck? Oh, hang on. The Longer Friday. Ah, it's on a playlist. That's a sneaky way of doing it.
Razors, played by P.H. Moriarty, is parked across the road in the Rolls-Royce on Marylebone Lane.
Have you got it on there or not then? No. Well, I watched it a little while ago, so it's about on YouTube. Unless they've... Shut up. If I scroll down far enough, there'll be a link on there somewhere. There you go, there's the listing. I know it's on there because I watched it a couple of months back. So it's mixed in with hooligan wars and all that sort of stuff. Don't forget you got to sort of read between the lines of AI that's trying to stop what you want to enjoy yourself with. Yeah. Commentary, eh? Why would I want a commentary of the film? Right, let's chuck that one on then. See how the Americans view it.
Hide and Easter egg
Since
with
they're the
someone
ones
you
in
know.
charge of the
The
AI,
Cadbury
aren't they?
Worldwide Hide.
We'll get round the copyright right that way, won't we? Yeah? Do grey hairs need touching up?
Hi everyone,
Just waiting
thanks for
for all
tuning
this
into the
bit
Cutting
here
Room, the
to
movie show
grow
by
in,
All the Right
so I
Movies.
can cut
My
that
name is
bit
Luke,
off.
and with me are Westy
Hello.
and Matt.
Hi.
There's been an eruption at ADRM.
Straight in.
Couldn't help myself.
Of course you couldn't.
And there's going to be plenty of verbals as we discuss them. Set against the backdrop of an Easter weekend, criminal kingpin Harold Chan plans to Dublin in a deal legitimised by his American friends. I mean, but they are gangsters, after all. Yeah. It's not that legitimate.
No.
But his organisation is shattered by an unknown and unseen enemy, threatening Harold's grip on London's underworld. Written by Barry Keith, directed by John Mackenzie, produced by Barry Hansen for Handmade Films and released on the 29th of
So
March
basically,
1981.
it's
The Long Good Friday
a film
Bob
about...
Hoskins as Harold Shand, Helen Mirren as Victoria, Derek Thompson as Jeff, and Eddie Constantine as Charlie.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the main players in the Long Good Friday organisation before we pick our individual
right
highlights
royal
and score the film out
gangster
of 10,
film,
and
if
we're
you see
starting
what
with
I
the
mean.
director.
So you got Harry.
The director of The Long Good Friday was John Frenzy Mackenzie.
He's known in the business as Frenzy Mackenzie.
Starting out as an assistant to Ken Loach, Mackenzie cut his teeth on British TV before directing his masterpiece, The Long Good Friday. Post-production was a bit of a nightmare for all involved. Shooting finished in 1979 and it was planned for a theatrical release, but the rights to the film changed hands quite a few times, eventually landing with Black Lions Productions, a subsidiary of ITV. The head of the company, Luke Grade, saw a cut of the film and he hated it. He saw it as glorifying violence and he was fearful that the IRA would blow up cinemas in England. I mean, that's extreme. Yeah. Extreme, guys?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to annoy them.
No.
Harry against the IRA.
No, certainly not in 1981.
No. No, absolutely not.
So it was then slated for a TV release, 83 minutes in length, with all the violence and colourful language removed, with Hoskins' voice dubbed over by an actor from Birmingham, David Dacre. And this was to make it more palatable for American audiences. Hoskins threatened to sue, and producer Barry Hansen was furious, understandably.
I saw 10 minutes of it and said, "You're nicked."
Take out all the violence and bad language, it's still 83 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't think
no.
all right.
I don't think
Just
so.
Hoskins
Yeah,
in
I
the
don't think
shower,
so. Yeah.
lingering on it.
For ages.
You wouldn't love that. Think of that psycho, did you?
But at the 11th hour, George Harrison came to his rescue and his Handmade Films company bought it and put it out in theatres about a year after it was screened at Cannes Film Festival. So, a troubled history, Matt. What do you think of Frenzy Mackenzie's work on The Long Good Friday?
Frenzy Mackenzie. It's exceptional, really. And what I want to talk about is his location shooting, because that is one of the most cinematic representations of London I've ever seen. If someone asks me, what's a good London film, I think I would say first and foremost, Long Good Friday, because it's a proper character in the film, and where it's set is so intrinsically linked with Harold as a character as well. But everywhere Mackenzie shoots, he just makes the most of it. Love all the scenes on Harold's ship going down the Thames and all those conversations he has on the harbour with the docks behind him. Like, so many important conversations happen there with those framed in the background. When he finds out Colin is being killed, it's on the dockside. When he's killed Jeff and is with Victoria, it's on the dockside. And like I say, it's intrinsic to Harold's character. You know, he's so proud of where he comes from. You know, he says, I run London. This is my manor. When he's given the whole speech on the boat, you know, giving it all the big, this is the greatest city in Europe. He's so proud of being a Londoner. And when he goes searching for Errol the Ponce, he's so disgusted by the fact that area has become a slum because he used to mean something to him coming from that area. So London is a proper character in this film. And there's so many other great choices. I know they used 2 locations from the swimming pool murder. The swimming pool and the showers were 2 different places, but they both look great. The outside restaurant, I love that, where Jeff gets spat on by the widow. The church where the car gets blown up, the casino. And of course, the Savoy Hotel where Harold gets nabbed. They've all got real character to them. And there's a real sense of history in this film, which is what Harold is so proud of. It's just really well chosen. And I know the only one that built is the line in the Unicorn pub, because obviously they needed that to be false because they're going to blow it up. But it was so convincing, passers-by were wandering in trying to get served because they thought it was a new pub that's being built. Brilliant. Yeah. So,
It's a new pub.
Yeah.
Class.
Where's this come from?
It's really British, isn't it? Let's go to that new place.
It was just like sprung up overnight. Let's go in there. So, I mean, directed really cracking pace, but it's a truly great London film because that location shooting. And it's not just a case, oh, it looks good. London is Harold in this film. So I think location shooting is so important and it's brilliantly done.
Well, I'm a fan of Frenzy Mackenzie's visual storytelling in the film. That whole opening segment's 7 minutes long, and the only dialogue is just the incidental stuff in the bar with Colin, asking for drinks. Nothing until we get to Jeff and Councillor Harris sitting outside the Boulevard restaurant. It can get quite complicated, but Mackenzie sets it up so intriguingly. We know there's a deal somewhere that's gone wrong. Shady dealings with the courier, 2 dead bodies, no dialogue, a hold up as well. And the intrigue is helped by those incredible synth notes in the score as well. And that's a theme throughout. It's a film so rich with memorable street dialogue, it's easy to forget that there are a lot of scenes without any dialogue whatsoever. The bomb scene outside the church, nothing. The scene in the swimming pool where Colin gets striped up has only got 1 word uttered by Brosnan, and that's hi, and that was unscripted.
That was improv, yeah.
There was no dialogue. I didn't have to read for this part.
The explosive retaliation scene at the racetrack. Loads of jeopardy in that scene with the sniper aiming into the office, Harold pacing around, waiting for the boss outside. Loads of tension, no dialogue. And the montage scene after Jeff gets glassed. Harold and Victoria are at home and there's no dialogue as the camera lingers on Harold's huge barrel-chested physique in the shower. He's like a bull, isn't he? He's massive.
Yeah.
It's unspoken, but there are big religious themes in that for me. Harold washing away his sins, the ritualistic burning of his clothes on the barbecue.
Yeah.
So, but no dialogue. And it goes without saying, no dialogue in that unforgettable end. I will say that no matter how much I do love that opening sequence, it does have a slight negative impact on the scene when Jeff gets killed. He throws in so much exposition into that scene. This person and the other thing, Colin, Eric and Harris and the other guy, I find it really, really difficult to keep up.
Yeah.
I've seen this film a lot of times. 20, maybe more, and I couldn't confidently explain to you why the IRA are pissed off at Harold.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
So you got Mike Colin to deliver for Harris money to Belfast?
I don't know if I'm alone in that, but what? Who? What are these guys? Because they're all ordinary names. They're not really
I
identifiable.
know, like Colin and Eric and Jack and Jeff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if someone had a decent nickname.
And I know fingers,
Errol the Ponce, he should have been.
Something like that.
Razors.
Errol the Ponce, perfect. Razors, perfect.
Yeah.
I would have given him his full title, Eric the Ponce from Brixton.
As if there's an Eric the Ponce from somewhere else.
It's the same storyline though from Goodfellas, wasn't it?
Not that Eric the Ponce, the other one.
Brilliant.
The lorry driver getting
Mackenzie
caught.
could have made a few script changes in
In
the second
bed
act
with
to make that scene a little less exposition heavy, but overall, I do like the trail of breadcrumbs that he leaves throughout the film.
Yeah.
Little hints that are not fully explained at the time and get revealed later on. But it's just a little bit too heavy-handed in that scene for me.
But what I also love from Mackenzie is that when you watch
So
this
we're
film,
not going to get the film then, by the looks of
you've
it.
got that really great, no nonsense in your face.
What a load of shit that is. They're just picking the film apart, aren't they? And not talking about the film. Right, what else we got on here then? Let's have a look at what other people have been posting this morning. I'm just getting myself ready for going out. There's a bit of football on today. Millwall, West Brom. What's up, Marnie? Are you still hungry?
Are you worried about not getting a clean shave?
No.
Come and try this men's favorite mini razor. Selected German imported steel plate, 5 seconds quick shave.
Good. Just showing this because it's coming from a bricks nation that used to be part of the English Empire. So they got verifiable information. Analysing financial transactions. So they got a digital footprint.
Мы видим также, что США по разным каналам пытаются убедить своих сателлитов и другие страны мира в том, что по их разведданным киевского следа в московском теракте якобы нет. Что кровавый теракт совершили последователи ислама, члены запрещенной в России организации ИГИЛ. Мы знаем, чьими руками было совершено это злодеяние против России и ее народа. Нас интересует, кто заказчик.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone else is wondering. I definitely am. I'm wondering. We already know about the Nord Stream pipeline, don't we? What's in a name, eh? Ukraine, UK rain. UK rain. Looks all right to me. Don't look too bad today. So, yeah, no worries there. Let's have a look at earthquakes in the UK at the same time. And there was 2 on the 25th then, not 1. So good job I checked. Dell Creek Heart Highland. So that one was 1344 on the 25th. What's today's date? 29th. So 4 days ago, and that was not on the 23rd. So it was 2 days after, so it was still, the energy path was still open 2 days after the other earthquake. That was a 3 point somewhere or other. Well, there you go. So it was still open. A lot of energy in the system then. Right, you dogs still laying down, or while you're all docile, I might chuck you in the hallway and nip off to the shop quickly. Or I might just sort of stay where I am for a bit. Yeah, and we're all back to a state of calmness now. The Neferpama fully kicking in. Anything else? Millwall stream's already up. So it must be an early match then. Right, just having a look down here, see what's going on. The cargo ship that hit the bridge was full of hazardous chemicals and the containers have breached. Oh, right, okay. So it's poisoned the river then. Oh. $50 warns Jay-Z to run after Diddy snitches. Ooh. Let's just put this on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is
Something
Shabby
for
Zane,
people
and I'm
to
coming on
listen
bring
to.
a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how this resonates with your circumstance. So, chosen, I got to tell you, there are people out here who are very frantic right now. They are very afraid of what is coming their way. These are people who chose the path of wickedness to work up against you, to try to stop you from your divine unions, to try to stop you from your purpose, to try to stop you from realizing your potential, your gifts. They tried to block your finances. They tried to mess with your health. I mean, they were relentless. Many of you are aware of the roadblocks that was ahead of you or in front of you, but you kept persevering. You never gave up. You kept fighting back. Okay? You accepted the challenge, and you realized that you were divinely protected and that it was going to take for you to maintain control and to put up your defenses to ensure that these low vibrational energies could not mess with your mind or, have you on this emotional roller coaster, feeling helpless or powerless in your situation. And so you did just that. You called on the Most High and your spiritual team, and they have been working on your behalf to definitely ensure that you are divinely protected at all times. And so there are people who's out here very frantic, like they are working really, really hard to try to undo the magic and the spell work that they sent towards you, chosen. They're trying to figure it out. Many of them are trying to figure it out before this full moon comes in. They're trying to figure out how to undo the spell work that they sent towards you because they have been feeling the backfire. Like when I tell you that boomerang effect is hitting their ass, I'm telling you it is knocking them down like bowling pins. They are watching each other tumble and fall. And it's scaring the hell out of them because this most recent ritual that they did towards you was probably what they would have considered their most powerful arsenal. And because they pushed it that far, they understand the aftermath and the karma that's getting ready to hit them if they don't hurry up and try to undo it. But see, the thing is, they didn't realize that this one right here was a ritual that they did on themselves. Because you are in such a high vibration at this point,
right?
that energy would not touch you. It would never touch you. They thought they had you in the right energy emotionally. They thought that they had sent enough stumbling blocks to get you low vibrational, to get you worried, to get you confused and thrown off, deceiving yourself. They thought they had you in the right energy to be able to send this magic towards you so that it would be effective, but they now know that it was not. They now know that damage control has to be done, but they don't have a clue as to how to prevent this thing from hitting them. And the Most High is not going to give them that answer. The demons, the deities, the false high priest, high priestess that they work with, they don't have the answer. All of them are scrambling. All of them are afraid. All of them know that the Grim Reaper is on the way. They just don't know who is getting ready to hit next. They have no idea that they sacrificed themselves trying to sacrifice you, but now they recognize. Now they realize. They're having epiphanies about who you are. They're awakening to who you are. They are, without a doubt, they know that you are powerful, and they know where your strength comes from. They recognize that you are, in fact, a divine being that you would never give up. You transformed flawlessly. You accept challenges flawlessly, effortlessly. You find the sweet spot in everything in life. And you're still optimistic. You're still looking ahead. You're still anticipating the best outcome. Because you know what you deserve. And so you're still making progress. In spite of their attempts to slow you down, you're still making progress. And this is why they know who you are now. This is how they know. Because they've been watching you like it's nobody's business. And many of you have been putting, messages out there, whether you have social media platforms or, you're speaking. In some way, they're finding out that you know about their deception. They're finding out that you see them. It's like you're looking right at them. I don't know if these people are having dreams, if they're getting visions, but they know that you know. They know that you are aware of their betrayal and deception and that they haven't gotten away with anything. You saw their strategy before they even could think of it because the Most High revealed it to you. Through your healing, you've gained great wisdom. Your spiritual gifts have become amplified times 1,000. And so you was getting these messages about the deception, the envious, jealous individuals that was working up against you, and you've been calling them out in some way, shape, or form. Whether they was getting these messages in the spiritual realm or here in the 3D, they understand that you know. But what's more important, outside of the fact that they know that you know, is the fact that now that you know, they recognize the authority that you have to call judgment, and that's what they fear. They fear the authority that you have to call judgment because they realize that every single time that you called judgment, somebody that was a part of their crew got knocked out, got taken down, took a lot of losses. Like they're literally watching this happen and they are terrified. It's like a horror film. Who's about to get it next? And this is their karma. They called this to themselves. And now everything is being returned to sender times 1,000. They can't take it. They wasn't built for it tough. They was not built to deal with the type of things that they tried to send towards you. See, the reason why they thought it was going to be effective is because they knew that if it happened to them, oh, life would be over with. Half of the things that they was wishing for to happen to you, that they was conjuring up demons and doing spell work and whipping up this old Google textbook witches brew, they knew that if it happened to them, life would be over. So they assumed that if they sent it towards you, that you was going to become just this weakened vessel, passively allowing life to beat you down. That's what they thought. But they didn't realize that those flames and that fire that they were sending towards you was strengthening you and empowering you. It was activating your DNA. It was giving you access to your Akashic records. It was awakening your spiritual gifts. They had no idea that they would be the energy that would actually awaken you out of sleep. They had no idea.
Yeah.
Like this
Hunger
completely has
striking
thrown
prism
them for
was
a
the
loop to
cleansing
know
of the
that
body.
the spell work that they was doing towards you actually empowered you
Then
to
the power cuts
realize
begun.
the strength that you have in the spiritual realm. It reminded you of how powerful you are. It reminded you that you are a spirit having a human experience. And so it showed you that if somebody else can come in and even to
Then
the
London
slightest
burned
bit
after I
manipulate
got
your
released because the temperature just
existence through
went through the
spell work,
roof.
and they're low vibrational and they still can manipulate to the point where it affects you, it reminded you how much more power you
By the end
possess
of the year, she
to
was dead,
utilize energy
and so was
to
her
shift
Pope.
and to alchemize your own existence. And now you embrace that power. Now you accept the power and the authority that Mother and Father has given you. And because you have accepted it and you no longer fear your strength, you no longer fear the power that's been granted to you, you utilize it with confidence and authority. These people now realize the ranking that you truly possess in the spiritual realm. They had no idea. They were sleeping on you, Chosen. They slept on you. But now, as a result, you awaken to your authority and they awaken to the authority that's been granted to you. So now everybody is woke. And no one is going to miss the massive changes that's getting ready to happen on both ends. They're not going to miss the elevation that's happening for you, and you most certainly won't miss the destruction that's getting ready to happen for them. We all get a front row seat in this thing called life. Because see, folks need to recognize, I don't care how many people you gather, I don't care how many false high priests, witches, warlocks, sorcerers, I don't care how many of them you bring together, they do not possess the type of power that a divine chosen being possesses.
Because a
They just
slider
can't.
asked the universe for energy,
And so this
not
is
power,
a very
wealth,
vital lesson
or
to
breeding
those who
rights.
want to sit out there doing this textbook doggone magic, thinking that you're doing something because it worked on Sally and Sue, because it worked on Keisha and Dwayne, just because it worked on low vibrational beings who were not in their power. You should never assume that it would work on someone you ain't even checked them out. You don't even know who they are. You don't know who their backing is. You don't know their bloodline. You don't know their past lives. You don't know their assignment. You don't know their potential. You don't know the authority they possess in the spiritual realm. You don't know who their mother and father is in the spiritual realm, but yet and still you're foolish enough to assume that they're just like every other Tom, Dick, and Harry out here, and you can just go around doing whatever you please out of hatred, out of ego, out of pride, thinking that you got the authority just because your little spell work worked on a few people. Now some folks done hyped you up. They done blew your head up to the point where you think you can mess with
Getting
any
it
and
all now?
everybody. These fools are finding out that foolish people that play foolish games get foolish rewards. And so now they are frantic. How can we reverse this? They're crying, they're stressed, they're having anxiety, they're losing sleep at night. They don't know what to hell, they don't know what to do. But every part of what's coming to them, including the mental anguish, the lack, the losses, the illness, the losing their positions in their communities, because some of these people was giving higher ranking in their spiritual communities because of what they was able to do to others. They really had folks believing that they were in fact the high priest, the high priestess. They had a whole lot of people fooled. And so those people that was fooled by this person's ability to harm others was stupid enough to join forces with them, thinking that if they all work together, that teamwork would make the dream work. But teamwork made the nightmare more real in their 3D reality. That's what the teamwork did. They literally all came together and shot missiles at one another, messing with you, Chosen.
Move your head, Hulk Star need to lay.
Because the armor and the protection that surrounds you is bulletproof. It's spell proof. It's evil eye proof. They had no idea that this would transform you into a divine being who you was created to become. They had no idea that they would expedite the process of your transformation through their foolishness. All of the hexes, all of the spell work that they did, now these people are in despair, apart. They're sinking, drowning in their own tears and fears because they have no idea what judgment looks like. All they know is that they feel that cloud of doom hovering over them. All they know is that their dreams is telling them that something is coming. Okay, the hairs is standing up on their arms and on the back of their necks, and every time they look around, they're looking over their shoulder. They can't even drive from one destination to another without fear that it might be their doom.
By the toilet for a minute.
They know it's coming.
So I'm just
they just don't
laying
know
on
how.
the left-hand side to open my stomach thing. I can feel the hip pain.
This is a
straight
very
away.
important lesson to these beings.
Let's try
And if any one of their other little flunkies that want to try to, hey, I'll step up to the plate. Let me see if I can handle them. You better sit your ass down. Because this is the time of judgment.
So it feels
it's
like it's
just
rain
like
at the same
when
time.
your
Yeah,
grandmother
all the
told
pain
you
coming out of my shoulder
when it
blades
starts
and that
lightning
coming
and
out.
thundering, you better sit down and you better be quiet. Get your behind in the house and sit down. That's what these beings better do. Because it's lightning and it's thundering right now. The Most High is speaking. Okay? Your spiritual team is speaking. The signs are cautioning them left and right to sit down. But see, they was forewarned after they did the first hex. And after they did the second one and the third one and the fourth one. They was warned every single time. But it was all a matter of divine timing
in a certain
before
direction outside.
they would get to this place right
now
here.
I'm feeling sick.
Because see, the Most High and your spiritual team gave them some leeway. They gave them a little bit of wiggle room, It's all about free will.
I would have been
You have the authority to decide if you're going to withdraw and see the ill, the sickness and do something to try and redeem yourself. You have more than ample opportunity to try and fix your wrongs, right your wrongs. So they had wiggle room to either keep on going, okay, y'all want to keep going, cool, do what you got to do. Because see, we over here making sure that this chosen being is divinely protected and that everything that you send towards them is only strengthening them. So go right ahead, all right? But just know that we're taking notes. Just know that we are writing it down. Nothing is going unseen. And if you think that you're throwing stones and hiding your hand, you hide nothing, because everything is being recorded. So that when judgment day comes, which is here now, okay, in the physical, in the flesh, everything has been recorded. And your spiritual team, Chosen, made sure that you understood what's going on, so that when you called judgment, you knew exactly what type of judgment to call, because you understood where the blockages was coming from. Even if you don't necessarily know the names of the people, you was given the energy of the people. Some of y'all was being given divine messages that was so strong and thorough that you was even given faces and names.
Yep, I was
And so
told
now
who it was.
it's the time of a massive change. A massive transition is happening. And this is definitely the ending of a cycle. These people have lost all of their ranking and all of their authority, and they will never get it back. They will never receive it back. Some of these people had genuine spiritual gifts that they could have used to help humanity. They could have used a lot of those spiritual gifts to actually destroy and tear down the structure and the empire of the powers that were. But they chose to use their so-called gifts against the chosen. They perverted their gifts. They abused their positions. And so now all of those gifts are being stripped away. Their health is being stripped away. Their financial abundance is stripped away. Their unions are being stripped away. Their family dynamics is being stripped away. Their authority, everything that they possessed, that they found value in, that they cherished, is being stripped away. And so unfortunately, for those, well, fortunately, actually, it is fortunate because they need this. Balance has to be restored, so they need this. But unfortunately for them, they will not be able to find anything to undo the hexes and the curses that they've tried to send towards the chosen. I don't care how much they look. I don't care how many people they hire. I don't care how much they pray.
Going down.
They will not be able to undo these curses because it's their curse. It's their curse to live out. They have to play out the energy of that curse. That's why it can't be erased.
I only wanted to go and put the kettle on and make myself a cup of tea.
They think that they're trying to stop it from coming to you.
As soon as I got up and I was
you put the
saying,
energy
I
out
started
there.
feeling fucking
You
sick.
forgot that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transferred or transmuted. And so now it has been transferred and it's going right back to the sender.
Creature now being affected beside
because chosen, y'all have done enough work out there to where these people are no longer useful. Your spiritual team no longer needs, is no longer, because they never needed them in the first place. Your spiritual team is no longer
wakey, snap out of
it,
girl.
These low vibrational beings
Come here.
to help awaken you.
That's it. Affecting you on that level, so don't let it snap
Their
out of it.
part in sending that spell work towards you and your spiritual team, giving them
Just
a little bit of leeway
what I
to
was
let
already
just
thinking.
a couple of things affect you is done. It's over with because you've awakened. You're completely awakened and you're not going back to sleep. And so now that the Most High and your spiritual team is clear about your position because you know who you are, you've come into remembrance of your assignment. You've come into remembrance of your authority because you are very clear about your position here. They are no longer useful. So now they have to deal with what's coming. So all I can say is get ready.
That's it. Return to sender, innit?
Get ready for your brand new beginning because you've passed the test. Beautiful things are coming towards you, chosen. You get rewarded and recognized for persevering and maintaining your space of gratitude and integrity in spite of what was happening to you. And now you just step to the side because your spiritual team is getting ready to handle your enemies. That's my message for you all. I love you. If you find that it resonates, like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you all next time.
Yeah, it was like I said, it's like that episode I had the other day with the PTSD and the pain all at the same time. That come out of nowhere as well. So I've made the connection. It's all about trying to keep me in that state, innit? While narrowing it down and locating the one that's sending it upon me, like all the problems. Didn't have to have the camera on to hear the car door slamming, because it's something at the back affecting something at the front. Alright? I'm choosing to capture all these moments on video, right, for a simple reason. What did I say in the beginning of the video about like it's being done in such a way that to try and explain it make you sound mad? So the best way to catch it all is to just capture all the moments as they're happening on video. Right, including the moments where I start feeling sick, and the reason for it, it's not because of an EpiPen I've had. It's not from anything else I've done today myself in here. Phew, Hulkster, you've just farted right underneath my nose, mate. No, that wasn't nice, Hulkster, at all. Right, let's go and make that cup of tea. Which means I've got to stand up again where I'm going to be visible. I'm just listening to the noises about this building, if you see what I mean. Coming from next door. Oh, doesn't feel like I'm going to be sick anyway, so. Yes, I am getting that vexed feeling. Got Hugs to move over. I want room to lay down. I'll stay on that side. Right. Yes, how odd, eh? How odd. Yeah, that's why I don't usually have a moustache, because it's not growing properly, is it? If you see what I mean. Head injury. Right, that's a 2-hour video. Right, stop it there. As soon as I caught all that, I'm going to make myself a cuppa and then I'm going to get ready to go and get the dog's food. But I'm expecting to come back to rivers of piss and shit when I get back. Because I think as soon as I go out and start fucking annoying the dogs. But we'll see from the dog's body language when I get back, right? Have a lovely Good Friday, folks, if that's your thing. If it ain't, enjoy it anyway.